So I met a Dayton Urban League official who overheard me teaching, kind of liked my style. I think he liked the fact that I was always, as I taught, I was giving life lessons, being a mother, being a counselor, being a grandmother, and pretty much letting the kids know what they needed to do, not just in class, but outside of the class to move forward. And so that led to me eventually becoming education director for Dayton Urban League. And when I retired from Dayton Public Schools in 2003, I took over their tutorial services. So I served in that capacity in a lot of different ways. I really was passionate about working with those kids. I had the young ones through the SES, which is Supplemental Education Services. I remediated them in math and reading, and I still had my number one passion, which was OGT. By the way, we started with Ohio Proficiency Tests. When that went to the wayside, I picked up with Ohio Graduation Tests, which is what I'm currently doing now. Found that I kind of got ahead of myself, because when I was introduced to the Dayton Urban League, we were still doing Ohio Proficiency Tests. We were in a little small location on Salem, sharing the building with the blood bank. And then along come one summer, and I call this truly my dream team. I started with a team of teachers after receiving a $40,000 gift from a donor who asked to remain anonymous. To this day, we don't know who he was, but he gave us $40,000 to run a program for the summer. Boy, did we maximize those dollars. I had young, energetic teachers who came on board. We had the young kids in groups. We had the older kids learning OGT, and it was a beautiful thing. So when the fall hit, Dayton Urban League asked me to stay on and continue to move this program. They then got me funding to start the first OPT program that went into the OGT. I will tell you, the program took off, and it was so successful. There were times when I would enroll students and we'd have kids lined up around the building. It was routine to have a waiting list. One year when we moved into our new building, shortly thereafter, we filled every room and office with students. That's how strong the program was. We had money coming from a lot of different organizations. Dayton Urban League was strong then. And then something happened, I don't know what. I'm not into politics, and I'm passionate about kids, not about causes unless it's because of a kid. But I say that because when they abruptly closed in 2010, I was getting ready for an OGT program. I was on my way to Indianapolis, and I'll never forget, because I cried all the way. I said, what's going to happen to my kids? I called Mike Carter of Sinclair Fast Forward, and he said to me, and I'll never forget this wonderful man, who said, you find a place, I'll get you the money. So I spent 2 years here, there, wherever I could find a stop. Actually it was just a year. I was here, I was there, running my program, but I always had this set of teachers that no matter where I went, they said, we'll be there with you. Sometimes they had to wait for their money. They were as passionate about educating these kids as I was. And then I found Maranatha through a good friend and former colleague. We worked together at Dayton Urban League, Al Phillips, who had been trying to get me to come over to Maranatha, and I'm like, Well, I found Maranatha, I found Bishop, I found Dr.Bev, and they embraced me, and they embraced my cause. Even though there were times I didn't have money to pay them, they knew that when that check came in and there was money from Sinclair, they always got a share of it. Even now, when I don't have funding, Bishop never asks me about money, Dr. Bev never asks me about money, but let's face it, I need money. And this is not a plea necessarily for money, because I have strong teachers who understand and support my cause. But at the end of the day, don't they deserve some money? They work for little or nothing. You wouldn't believe how little they work for. But with that being said, we are a strong organization in that kids have found me again. Some of them after Dayton Urban League closed, couldn't find me. And when I run into that parent who says, "Oh my God, I thought you were gone. Oh my God, I'm so glad you're here." And I'm now working with their kids. Slowly but surely, they're finding me. The thing now is we've got to find funding. I'm just going to put it out there. I hate asking for money. I work for next to nothing, but I want to pay my teachers. That's the bottom line, because I've got 2 or 3 that will work like me for little or nothing. But then, if you really want a strong program, you got to be able to compensate those who are capable and able. All my teachers accept whatever I say I can pay them. That's a blessing, because some people want to negotiate. My teachers never negotiate. Whatever you have. I'm asking the community to embrace my program, though. Give me some dollars so that I can properly pay these people, because for over 10 years they have given their time, their expertise, and they've given it waiting for money, waiting until I could get money, being paid little money. They're always there. Donating time. When I said, like, this is the end of our OGT program, it ends Friday. Next week, every teacher will come in here and donate time to work all the way up to testing, helping these kids, those who still are not comfortable. And even if they are, we offer them the extra help. I'll bring in food. There's a couple teachers that'll buy pizza. We'll have pop. We will pray over it. We'll do that last minute. And if you're not religious, let me just say, I was never the religious, if you mean, the kind that really, really, quote the Bible. But I joined this church, and I joined it because I was passionate about, first of all, the kids, but I also respect the fact that God is up there making a call somewhere. I couldn't be getting all these breaks just because. And also because I felt I need to give back to this community the total person that I'm capable of being. And I know I can't be that total person that I'm capable of being if I don't have the Lord in my life. So that's my next big goal, is to find him totally. I've always been honest with Bishop. I'm a work in progress. I'm not there yet, but every time I come and I talk to Dr.Bev at length on Sunday after church, brought my granddaughter who has decided she's going to be in the dancing troupe, and I'm becoming more and more comfortable with the church. And like I said, I'm not a dishonest person, and I'm not going to tell y'all I'm there yet, because I'm not, but I'm almost there. And all I'm asking the community and people in general is to look at these kids, these young people who are still struggling to get that high school diploma, who are struggling themselves. And I'm now starting to bring in God a little bit with, as I pass out these information about OGT on that table out there. I want Mr. Phillips to look at what else is laying right next to that. It's about our revival that's coming up, and the fact that they need to be here, and that they need to start finding the Lord, because when you find God, I'm confident that better things are going to happen. I actually am one of those people that listen to everything when I'm getting the word on Sunday. I actually listen. I'm not taking notes. I'm not sleeping. I'm not dozing. I'm listening, I'm processing, and then I go home and I think some more about it.